Good morning, everybody. Today you'll need your learner's book, an exercise book, and a pencil case. We're going to take a look at pages 78 and 79. Finding the difference between two near multiples of 10 or 100. You can use a counting up method to find the difference between two near multiples of 10 or 100. 1000 minus 285 is 719. We can solve this also by using a number line, putting the smaller number here and then counting up until we reach 1004. But we'll use multiples of 10 and multiples of 100. From 285, our first jump will be to 300. This is plus 15. From 300, we'll continue counting up in hundreds until we reach 1000. This is a jump of 700. Finally, our last jump will be to our larger number, 1004. And this is a jump of plus 4. 15, 700, 4 gives us a difference of 719. We could also write this as follows. 285 plus 15 equals 300. 300 plus 700 equals 1000. 1000 plus 4 equals 1004. Now, try the exercises on the practice panel. Let's look at the first one together. Work out the difference between these pairs of numbers, 378 and 509. We'll put the smaller number here, and then our first jump will be to 400. This is plus 22. From 400, our next jump will be to 500. This is a jump of 100. And lastly, our bigger number, 509, which is a jump of 9. 22 plus 100 plus 9 is a difference of 131. Remember, this could also be written as 378 plus 22 equals 400. 400 plus 100 equals 500. 500 plus 9 equals 509. Now, pause the video and complete the rest of the exercise in the practice panel in exercise 1 on your exercise books. Now, let's check your answers to exercise 1. B. 495 and 800. Our first number on the number line is the smaller number, 495. Our first jump will be to 500, which is plus 5. From 500, we'll go all the way up to 800, which is a jump of 300. And finally, from 800 to 810, which is a jump of 10. Our difference is 5 plus 300 plus 10, which equals 315. C. 692 and 1105. Again, our smaller number will go here, 692. Our first jump will be to the closest 100, which is 700, which is a jump of plus 8. From 700 to 1100 is 400. Now, some of you may have done 700, 1000, 1100, which would be 300, 100, but the sum of 300 and 100 is 400. Finally, from 1100 to 1105 is a jump of 5. 8 plus 400 plus 5 equals 413, which is the difference between these pairs of numbers. D. 94 and 812. Again, the smaller number goes here. Our first jump will be to 100, which is plus 6. Then from 100 to 800, which is a jump of 700. And finally, our jump of 12. 700 plus 6 plus 12 equals 718. E is the same as A. 500 and 378, 378 and 509 are exactly the same. The difference, again, our smaller number, 378 to 400 is plus 22, 400 to 500 plus 100, 500 to 509 plus 9, 22 plus 100 plus 9 equals a difference of 131 for E, which is the same as A. Exercise number 2 in the practice panel. Rounding and adjusting, or counting up. Rounding and adjusting is the previous lesson that we looked at, where we rounded a number before doing an addition and a subtraction, and then we subtracted and added the rounding value. Okay, I'll give you an example in a second. So, choose or decide which method, rounding, adjusting, or counting up, you will use to answer these subtraction calculations. Be prepared to explain your decision. Let's take a look at the first one together. 375 minus 199. So here, what will you do? Will you round and adjust, which means that we will round 199 to 200, and we'll get 375 minus 200 and then plus 1. So we've rounded 199 to 200, and then the adjustment that we've made is plus 1 because we have subtracted 1 more. And that will give us, of course, 176. 375 minus 200 is 175 plus 1, 176. So, would you use rounding and adjusting, or would you use counting up, which means starting from 199 plus 1 to 200 plus 100 to 300 plus 75, and then go 100 plus 1 plus 75. Which do you think for A is the better answer? Do the same for B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, and decide which is the quickest or best way of calculating these subtractions, rounding and adjusting or counting up. Copy your answers on your exercise book. Of course, remember, be prepared to explain your decision. We will correct these during our next lesson. Adding and subtracting decimal numbers mentally. You can use mental methods or written methods to calculate with decimals, just like with whole numbers. You must look at the decimals carefully to help you make a decision. You should always think about the number bonds and make estimates too. Let's take a look at some examples from your learner's book. 6.4 plus 3.7 can be solved as 6.4 plus 3.6. I've taken 3.6 because I know that 64 and 36 make 100. So 6.4 and 3.6 make 10. That will leave me with 0.1. I can also solve this as 9, so 6 and 3 make 9, and 1.1, 4.4 plus 0.7 make 1.1. 4 plus 7 is 11, and so 0.4 plus 0.7 make 1.1. This can also be solved as 10 plus 0.1, so I know again that 64 and 36 make 10, which leaves me with 0.1. This is using number bonds. Another example, 68.25 plus 15.75 can be solved as 68 plus 15 plus 1, because 0.25 and 0.75 equals 1. This is a mental method. 68.25 minus 15.75 can be solved as 68.25 minus 25.25. So I've taken 0.25 from the 15 to make this become 68, then minus 15 and minus the 0.5 remaining here from the 0.25 subtracted. It leaves me 0.5. 68.25 minus 59.95 can be solved by counting up. I count from 0.05 to 60, then adding 8.25. So 0.05 makes this 60, and then I count to 68.25. So I go 59 plus 0.05 is 60. 60 plus 8.25 gives me 68.25. The difference will be this plus this. Practice. Use a mental method to complete these calculations. Use rounding to the nearest whole number to make an estimate first. The first one has been done for you. Copy and complete these on your exercise book. Remember, first make an estimate and then use a mental method to complete the calculations. We will correct these during our next lesson. Question number 2 of the practice panel. A. Make all the lengths 1.4 meters longer. So we have to add 1.45 meters to 2.55, then add it to 3.75, add this to 4.99, and then add this to 2.26. Use a mental method. B. Make all the masses 2.8 kilograms lighter. Here you have to subtract, take away 2.8 kilos from each of these here. Use what you know about number bonds to help you. The last exercise I'd like you to try is the Try This panel. Orlando and Afia are comparing the liters of rainwater they collected over 3 weeks. Orlando collected 6.35 liters the first week, 8.75 liters the second week, 3.65 liters the third week, and X is the total of the 3 weeks. Afia collected 5.8 liters the first week. Y is the amount she collected the second week. 6.9 liters is what she collected in week 3. And 20 liters is her total of the 3 weeks. A. What are the values of X and Y? So X will be the sum of these. Y will be 20 liters minus these two values here. B. Use the information to make up some addition and subtraction statements about the water collected. For example, Orlando collected 2.4 liters more in week 2 than in week 1. So make up a few sentences with decimals of your own, just like this example here. We'll correct this during the lesson. That's all for today. Bye-bye.